It's the CalebDMTG show.
We already have another draft. We have a stip. We have a stip for this. Kroxa plus corpse stance is what we're trying to do. So probably red-black, but it could be multiple colors. I'm just gonna grab the Mana Crypt here. Mana Crypt doesn't help cast Kroxa, but the Corpse Dance lock is a little expensive, right? 5 mana every turn. This doesn't work? What do you mean? Old Pack Rat and Seasoned Pyromancer could fare really well. I think I want to jam Pack Rat. Right now I'm leaning towards Wooded Foothills. Rat Wheels. Rat also kills them before the Mana Crypt kills you. And the other card was double red and did not do that. You almost need a sack outlet for the Kroxa, Oh no, it sacks itself. That's right, that's right. Silly me. Morning Foggy Brain Caleb. Manamorphose, Young Pyromancer, maybe Null Priest. Let's take Young Pyromancer, maybe. Manamorphose might make it easier to cast the damn thing. So Inferno Titan's a really nice one to play off Mana Crypt. Hymn to Turok seems like a better Kroxa card, where you're like slowing them down while filling up your graveyard. Also gets them Hellbent quicker, right? If the Titan didn't wheel, but we got Zealous Conscripts back, I'd be pretty happy. They're both really good cards. FTK's Deece, Firebolt's Deece. Lodestone Golem's really good with Mana Crypt, but pretty bad with what we're trying to do. Ew. Daredevil, the ceiling on Daredevil's pretty high. In Vintage Cube. I'm gonna take the Rampage anyway. Bolt or Seasoned Pyro. Both looking good. Pod Tutors for Kroxa. If I put some 1-drops in my deck, I don't know if I want to do that. I just realized we can turn one Hymn to Turok. by going Mana Crypt Mountain Manamorphose. That line would also let me turn 1 a Seasoned Pyromancer. Yeah, I'm liking the Manamorphose pickup more and more. I've never heard anyone call this CZ Peasy. Last draft did 3-0, yeah. I think the deck was solid, and then we also, like, got kind of lucky. I feel like that always happens when I draft workshops. Like, if I draw the workshop a lot, then the deck just, like, feels absurd. But if I don't, or if I just, like, flood to Bejeebus, then I don't do anything and die. Usually I end up going 2-1 with those decks. I'll have, like, one round where I just can't buy a win. And then the deck just, like, crushes the other two. It worked out. Alright, young Pyro. I'm gonna take you under my wing. Gonna make so many fucking elementals. Probably gonna play the Firebolt. It's good with young Pyromancer. It's good to bin with Seasoned Pyromancer. So far, we lack Corpse Dance, and we lack Kroxa. Kroxa would look good in this deck. Corpse Dance doesn't have a lot to do yet. Braid is okay. I think I'm gonna grab Verdant. Grab Verdant Catacombs. With like double blacks and double reds and stuff, it's gonna be really important for us to get like a Badlands or a Blood Crypt. And then the fetch lands are gonna make it easier to get back Kroxa. We're building towards it, Title Disruption. We're building towards it. The stip is to build towards the deck. Come now. Everyone's always so defeatist. Does Dark Ritual make any sense with this start? It kind of does. It would make more sense if we had that Inferno Titan. We could play Jet. We could play Dismember for sure. I might take the Dark Ritual. I think it could work out. What's up, Mini Corey? I like Hellrider. I like Cooligan's Command. I'm not sure which I like more. Cooligan's Command probably has a better chance of wheeling, right? Maybe not. We got that Seasoned Pyromancer really late. Maybe Mono Res just open. We also got that fucking Sulfuric Vortex like stupid late. I'm gonna take the Cooligan's Command. It just pairs really well with young Pyromancer and what the rest of the deck is doing. So Hazard plays really well with Mana Crypt. I guess I'm doing that. Hazard with Kroxa, or I'm sorry, Crocus with Kroxa could be sweet. Just like trade them for 3 every 3 mana. Opposition Agent, Shield Breaker, or Battlesphere. I guess there's Clamp. Opposition Agent is funny off of turn 1 Mana Crypt, or Dark Ritual, right? Those are both really good reasons to look at Opposition Agent. Battlesphere is sweet with Corpse Dance, which we don't have yet. Wouldn't mind that. Y'all think I should be taking Skull Clamp? Oh, alright. Can't say no to the will of the people. Oh, fuck, I misclicked again. Yeah, I do that sometimes. Oh well. some of that all-important fixing here. Vamp Tutor, Swift Spear, Karn. Doesn't seem like a Karn deck, does it? Vamp Tutor's interesting. You can like turn one Vamp Tutor for Mana Crypt, and then play a 4-drop on 2 or something. I think Swift Spear is good here. Yeah, let's take Vamp Tutor. Yeah, our shell here isn't the worst, but we are missing some things. Pack 3, what we're looking for is Kroxa, Corpse Dance, the obvious power, and then either a Blood Crypt or a Badlands would help out a lot. Solid aggro deck. Yeah, it's kind of mid-rangey, right? It's kind of like the Mardu deck that was in Modern for a while, with Young Pyromancer and Manamorphose and stuff. Yeah, spot discard would be good. You're not wrong. Not say no to those. A lot of double red, yeah, and some double black too. Probably play that Swift Spear. Bloodstained Mire is pretty great, so is the Duress. I think we're taking the Mire. Come on. Emerald's a good one to Corpse Dance. We don't currently have a Corpse Dance. Does Lotus Petal appeal to me? Lotus Petal plays well with Hazard. It doesn't play amazing with a lot of the rest of the deck. I think I'm supposed to take the Rakdos' Return. I like the Goldspan Dragon. I like the Woe Strider. Really easy to get back with this deck. Obviously, I like Faithless Looting. I think this is a Goldspan Dragon deck. Faithless Looting plays really well with the Corpse Dance. We could, like, set it up. If we didn't want to just, like, have a Kroxa. Well, there we go. Murderous Rider here, maybe? Or do I want Metamorph? Metamorph might be way better. How are we doing on removal so far? We're doing pretty well. I'm gonna take the Blackblade Cliffs, but like, the Dark Confidant and the Dreadhorde are both tempting. I guess we're just throwing a Dreddy in here. More fetches. I could see Massacre Worm or Eidolon being great sideboard cards. I don't want to play Hangerback Walker either way. I think we're more likely to have trouble with green creature decks or white weenie than we are with Storm. So I'm going to take the Massacre Worm. You like Stomping Ground with Wooded Foothills, or with Verdant Catacombs rather? We can do that. The off-color fetches. Over like some sideboard card. Yawgmoth's actually kind of great here. Like sack a token, draw a card. God, that's nutty. The only thing better would be Skull Clamp. It's unfortunate we didn't see that ever. Grudge could be a great sideboard card. We have all these green duels that we can fetch up. Yeah, so we don't have Kroxa and Corpse Dance, but yeah, I think this deck turned out okay. See if it'll perform for us. Why is Bayou good here? So that Wooded Foothills can get a black source. See, we don't have like actual duels. We don't have like Badlands and Blood Crypt for Verdant and Wooded Foothills. But Wooded Foothills would normally only be able to get a mountain, but it can get Bayou to get black. And then the inverse for Verdant Catacombs, it can get Stomping Ground. Neat, huh? Usually I'm not a big fan of taking like off-color shocks to make a fetch slightly better, but in this case, there isn't a regular duel for them to grab, which makes it a lot better. I think FTK is going to start in the sideboard. It's not good against everybody. Shieldbreaker might also start in the sideboard, because we have Kolaghan's Command and a Braid, and I think both those cards are better. Tempted to cut Abbott. Yeah, maybe I'll cut Abbott. And jam this. We could also play one less land. We could play 16, and that would be fine here. Our curve's not like anything super huge, and then we also have Dark Ritual and Manamorphose and Faithless Looting, which are all good reasons to like potentially run one fewer land. We do have a Lava Claw Reaches in the mana base. Yeah, this is fine. Is this too many swamps? This is like 10 black sources and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 red sources. I think we could cut a swamp for another mountain. With Kroxa, you want 2 of each though. You want 2 of each source. And we do have doubles of both. I'm just gonna lock this in. Oh shit! They suggested one less land. Moto always trying to get me to skimp on lands. Alright. I think this deck's better than the last time I drafted Rakdos. Cut the island and didn't replace? Yeah, I did. I added a 3rd swamp. He was suggesting 2/4 for me at first. He was just suggesting 1 less mana. It does that sometimes. Is there a mono red version worth siding into? No. No, there's not. We're doing a Kroxa Stip. What's wrong with you? Can you think of a matchup where Kroxa is going to be bad? We would need to sideboard it out in this deck that we built around Kroxa. Plus our mana is good. The only real advantage of playing red, as opposed to this, is that our mana base becomes less painful. So if we were facing mono red, then we could consider, like if they were playing Sulfuric Vortexes and stuff, then we could consider it, but even then, Kroxa is really good against mono red. It's like a strong card against them. So I think I would just like move some stuff around and keep the fetches in. Why do I have Stomping Ground? The same reason I have Verdant Catacombs. Because I want a Verdant Catacombs for Stomping Ground. Is the commander that copies spells any good? I don't know what commander you're talking about. I have no idea. Cool, guys, someone answered your question. It's so that Verdant Catacombs can get a red source, so we can get Stomping Grounds. I wasn't lying to you. Hopefully that mattered. When do you give up on MTG? Huh? But it's not worth it. Everyone's got their own criteria for that, right? Their own EV calc. I'm what you might refer to as a lifer, as it's in the handle of my Twitter and my my Twitch, which I could change, but I don't see myself changing that in a while. Sometimes you leave and come back. Yeah, that's true. I've definitely done that. Not for very long periods, but I hope they don't do anything too nasty with this relic. Fucking a deal. What's my best draw here? Hellrider. It's either Hellrider or like something that blows up Gilded Lotus, like a Kolaghan's Command. Kolaghan's Command would be nutty. We're gonna use the hazard and we're gonna crack the fetch to get stomping. I was expecting to get Kroxa back this turn, and now I don't think I'm doing that. Yeah, the Grudge is in the sideboard. Yeah, I think I was going to play out the Bloodstained Mire anyway, so might as well do it before I flashback my card home. One has a lot of cards to work with. A lot of cards, a lot of mana. We're going to tinker that? So they must have some spell that they plan on playing on my turn for running out Mana Crypt to be worth, right? I guess we're gonna find out. Maybe some kind of mana leak. Don't forget to escape. Don't forget to come back in an hour.
Oh shit, what up?
Oh shit, what up? Hey, Captain Redbeard. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for the 43 months. Yeah, if you think I'm gonna forget something basic, maybe just let me forget, huh? I prefer that. How'd the deck from last night do? Trophied. Sweet. Yeah, so they ran out the Mana Crypt, and then took 3 and didn't use the mana. Awkward. Don't forget to poop. Okay. Oh wait, you didn't mean right now. Okay, well, I can come back to that.
They talk about another kind of world. Another kind of world.
What are you afraid of?
I'm lost in old ways.
I'm not afraid.
Well, here goes nothing.
Rampage hits artifacts, Ancient Grudge, Shield Breaker, Colgan's Command, Ready clears through artifacts. Yeah, that all seems pretty nutty. I don't think Opposition Agent matters much against them. I'm not sure about Yawgmoth. I think Yawgmoth might come out. You can't unpoop. Not with that attitude. You don't like Siege Gang? We could cut Siege Gang. Not much to Dark Ritual into at a certain point. Maybe that's okay. Do we need this much artifact hate? Did you see what they were doing? Of course we need that much artifact hate.
I'm lost in old ways.
When did I consider streaming a viable option? Like, for my income? Probably about, like, a year after I started doing it. I was originally doing it mostly as, like, supplemental income and just to be a little bit more accessible to folks. And then I think about after like a year or so, I started treating it more seriously. Year or two, I don't know. Kind of like the Siege Gang. What do I not like? Yeah, can I? Largely. I definitely wouldn't have started streaming if you hadn't donated me that initial slew of cards on Moto. And then I had two friends that lent me a lot of cards, because I didn't have any kind of Moto collection when I first started. And I had a friend who had been drafting like a lot of Vintage Masters, so they had a bunch of duels and stuff. And another friend who owned some decks. But didn't play that much. Turn 1 Pack Rat activate is funny.
Oh shit, what up?
Oh shit, what up? Hey, the Light Carrier, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 40 months. Would I rather never have to worry about money or live in a world where Pokemon are real? Okay, living in a world where Pokemon are real sounds terrifying. That does not sound like a thing I would want at all. Was I the #1 Magic streamer of 2020? Kroki's had more viewers than me. I think I was #2. Well, that's alright. I was #1 for like 3 years. The arena streamer can have that one. The #2 trophy's coming out. I like this trade because we don't know if we're going to draw another land to ever be able to actually activate this P and K. We also don't have any more spells with the Young Pyromancer. And now that Mana Crypt is up, we can actually, you know, use it for mana again. They're not really playing the colors of sweepers, right? Kind of told them that I have Metamorph in my hand, but I'm still just gonna pass here. If they fire off like a fast Sphinx, I want to clone it, I think. The other line was to Metamorph copy the Dimir Signet, but that doesn't even give me the most relevant of ramps, right? Because we can play the CGA next turn regardless. They scooped? Fair enough. Fair enough. We're already doing better than last time I drafted Rakdos. We're already doing much, much better. Why PO over CGing last turn? Because there was a 2-drop in play that turned off Mana Crypt. Phyrexian Revoker comes into play and you name a card. And then that card's abilities, including mana abilities, can't be used. Revoker is one of the few cards that can turn off mana abilities, and it was set on the Mana Crypt. Anyway, so that turn we churned out some spells. We used up our Young Pyromancer triggers, and then we attacked and they accepted the trade. I kind of feel like Ancient Grudge should be in here. Even if we have a lot of other stuff doing the same thing. It's one that we don't mind, like, Faithless Looting away and then bringing back for value later. We don't have, like, Lingering Souls, so nice to have more things like that. I like that we keep on drawing Young Pyromancer with Manamorphose. Sweet. Yeah, Revoker's probably at its best in Vintage Cube, where just like everybody has Moxen and Signets and stuff. I'm usually not super high on that card in Cube, but I run it more often than not in Vintage Cube. The greediest play would be to like Manamorphose for double black here. And see if we can hit him to Turok. I might need it for double red. I might just fire it off now anyway. I should have floated a black too in case we have Vamp Tutor. The green and Stomping Ground for? The green and Stomping Ground is so that it can be tutored with Verdant Catacombs. I feel like I need a tattoo on that on my forehead. Personally, I blame Moto for not feeding me a Badlands, in which case I wouldn't have to run the off-color duels. What's the downside to Manamorphose? Well, the downside to free cyclers like Manamorphose and Street Wraith and and baubles and such. The downside to those cards is that they make mulliganing more difficult, right? So Manamorphose isn't free in your deck building, because if you have a hand that's like 4 Manamorphose, a couple lands, or you're on the draw and there's just 1 land, I don't know, it can get tricky. If we hazard this turn and it lives, the next turn we can like activate and play Young Pyromancer. I have the feeling that they're holding up Counterspell though. I think I'd rather have Yogg countered. What's the Verdant Catacombs for? Good question. Oh, the Verdant Catacombs is so that we can thin our deck and have more powerful draws. That's what it's for. If our opponent's going to play a Hidetsuku's Second Right, then it's really nice to be able to crack a fetch in response, and that's what Verdant Catacombs is in here for. Possible I should be holding on to this Swamp to discard to hazard next turn. It was pretty obvious they didn't have a Daze, right? When the Young Pyromancer just immediately resolved. I waved and mouthed high DC, but he couldn't hear because there's no audio where he's at. So that's why I didn't say the words high DC. Now I'm explaining to the people that aren't DC why I did that. Saves time to just mouth it, you know? And like my vocal energy. Saves a lot of vocal energy, just mouthing if they can't hear it anyway. Oh my god, they milled me a Kroxa. They milled me a Kroxa with Thief of Sanity. I love it.
Oh shit, what up?
Oh shit, what up? Hey, Mono Blue, thanks for the 37 months. I'll be taking that last card, please. And it was a land. Bonus damage. So they are drawing to a turn, right, by filtering with Thief of Sanity. The good thing about this is that nothing in my deck can answer a Kroxa plus Hazoret, but they can make some tokens. They get like Siege Gang here that could take me some time to whittle down. Considering serving with the Lava Claw, in which case I guess I'm supposed to play out the Bayou. Maybe not. Lava trades for a 2/2. Yeah, but it's not like I would be like double activating next turn anyway, right? If I lose the Lava Claw and don't play the Bayou, then I only have 5 mana next turn. I think this is okay. It can be bad if I draw like Firebolt specifically, or Angrath's Rampage, some like cheap removal spell that I want to play. Can Pack Rat eventually become an answer? No. They're only at 9, losing 3 a turn to Kroxa activation, or Kroxa triggers. I don't think Pack Rat's going to be a real answer. You can Metamorph. You can Metamorph Hazoret and have a blocker. But that only answers one of them. Whatever card they got was better than Hymn to Turok, which isn't saying very much, because Hymn to Turok is trash here. Yeah, right, Fintigo. Yeah, I paid like $300 a month and just don't go to the doctor. It just feels bad. It feels bad being fleeced, being the sucker. Kind of like the FDK from what we saw. Just like another answer to the one relevant thing they played. Correct here. But of course, knowing the root of the problem doesn't like magically solve the problem. What do I want to cut for this FTK? Maybe Swifty. We haven't drawn it, therefore it's bad, right? What the fuck? I guess they were just off it. It's true, Garlic Bear. People that think that we've got, like, the hands-down best health service here in the States are listening to propaganda, I think. Because we actually look at numbers from other countries. US versus the world or whatever. If you look at, like, infant death and quality of care and all that shit. Obviously cost. Obviously we pay way more. Wild Blossoms. While good against me, it's not the scariest turn 1 play off of a Mox Pearl, huh? I'm just gonna tutor for Stomping Ground. I don't think we're doing anything crazy on turn 2. We could, like, Duretti make a token off Dark Ritual. I think I want a Young Pyromancer. Yeah, but almost nobody has that Hoon. So it's, like, almost a non-argument for anyone that actually makes it. Unless you're, like, literally a billionaire, right? So we get Angrat's Rampage this turn, just to cack the Mox Pearl. I kind of don't hate that. I'd like it better with Young Pyromancer in play, though. We can start getting tokens. Yeah, maybe we can wait a turn. Hopefully I don't get punished for this. Is Lotus Petal a good include over a land and aggressive creature decks? That's a good question. I think it probably depends on the deck. I would probably play it in this deck, for example, because playing Duretti a turn sooner is nice. Or, this Rampage just got a lot worse, Or just, like, putting a card into the graveyard is nice. Yeah, I don't think you can even say that, Dorox. I don't think you can even say that. You're still getting worse value on the insurance that you paid for. You're still, like, lighting money on fire. Rich people still go to other countries to have surgery done. They're still overpaying for their medication. I think you have to literally not care about money. And you're using like 150k as this like example of being super well off. That's well off in some areas, right? Like if you're in New York or whatever, that's still not buying you good health insurance that's covering all your shit. New York or Cali or what have you. I'm definitely leading on Dark Ritual here. I'm just not sure what else I'm doing. The Rampage for Artifact got a lot worse after they got that free clue, Pack Rat activate's kind of bad. I think I'm gonna Rampage for a creature. Am I supposed to Faithless Looting here? That's an option too. Do you insurance through your workshops? Because if your employer is like paying you less so that they can afford good good government mandated insurance, then you're like not actually seeing the real numbers too. A lot of people that have employment done insurance are just like happy with their insurance, and they maybe shouldn't be. Because again, every single part of the U.S. healthcare system is ripping you off in some way or another. You are not getting good value. You are not getting a good rate of return. You feel that way? Yeah, feelings are great. The math doesn't back that up in comparison with every other country, right? If they're getting a better value of care to the citizens for less in the average European country, then how could you feel like you're getting better value? Well, Buffalo Phil, if you're talking about individual experiences, then that's not a good way of, like, figuring out what is giving you a good rate of return, right? That's not as good as looking at numbers. You hear that it takes months for visits in Europe, when in the States it can take days. If you look at the numbers on that even, it doesn't hold up to that. Like, people will cherry pick a specific type of medical procedure and say, like, look, you get put on a waiting list for this here. But people get put on waiting lists for care here in the States too. That's not something that's just, like, magically non-existent here in the States. You still have to wait for your care. Procedures have different wait times all around the world. And if you look at average wait times, they're actually higher in the States than in the average European country. It's not a good talking point. You can Google that shit. You can Google average wait times and sift through it yourself. I'm a little busy right now, so I'm not going to do that for you. But I have done it before. I have looked at the numbers before. It just doesn't hold up to the propaganda. Yeah, I guess I ran out Swifty. You're fine, Dogstermatic. I don't mind talking about real stuff every once in a while. I just hope it doesn't, you know, consume the whole stream, right? It's my only real concern with it. We'll get back to Magic at some point in the near future. I'll take a break to go refill my water soon. I've said my piece. Do I remember the first rare I ever opened in a pack? I do. It was Pox. I remember it very clearly because it confused the fuck out of me, and I wasn't sure why anyone would want to cast that card since it impacted both players. And I traded it for a common Vishnu because I liked the art and I could understand that. And I remember the person I traded it to being very excited because they'd ripped off a new player and running to their friend to show them off the sweet trade they did. Which is also part of the beginning Magic playing experience, right? That's also probably something that people have lived through before. I have no idea the Bez. I have no, probably not. If you ever hear me pronounce something and think like, is that how it's pronounced? It's probably not. It's probably not correct. I'm not very good with that. Old pronunciation biz. So the opponent's got Terrastodon mana next turn. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do about that. This doesn't seem great. Kind of looks like they're just throwing a Courser away, right? Trade my 2/2 for your 2/4. That's why they have the colored rarity now? I guess. I don't know. I don't think that would have mattered to me.
Oh shit, what up?
Oh shit, what up? Hey, Rice J Rod, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 18 months. I'm attacking like this because I'm pretty sure I'm killing Lotus Cobra and making them discard a card. Choose the card to discard. Oh, it was a forest. We know they're gonna have Oracle on top. Interesting. Yeah, killing Lotus Cobra denies them a mana, just like blowing up a Mox Pearl does, right? Because of the Gaia's Cradle that they have down. Yeah, it looks like it must have been cheese. I think I probably missed it. That's alright. I don't think we knew that their card was Forest. I still don't mind making them discard there. There's not currently a Stip in the queue. However, I'm not sure if I want to do a Stip after this one, because this what we're currently doing is a Stip. No, mother ready. We were trading wanted pretty good this game. They're pretty well. It kind of seems like we're, it kind of seems like we've hit the end here, huh? Which is sort of my issue with Rakdos. Like at a certain point, you find someone that's doing more powerful things. Sylvan Library is also really good against the sort of strategy where you're trying to like grind down the opponent. Quite good against that. So these are the cards that kind of make sense to me. Usually I'm not a big fan of Avalanche Riders. But popping Cradle isn't nothing. Certainly not nothing. I think Yawgmoth's like one of my best main deck cards against them. I like Opposition Agent against green. It's good. They usually have a lot of shuffle effects. I think I'm not going to play Pyroclasm because it hits my own shit. I think I'm only bringing in FDK here. Over something. Maybe Hazard. Hazard gets bricked. Hazard's really good in this deck, right? With the Dark Ritual and the Mana Crypt. It's really hard to cut Hazard. Because we dump our hand so quickly. But there's a lot of situations where it does get just bricked. Because the opponent's got larger things. You want to see a chat run healthcare system? I like it. Oh, man. Yeah, shit's complex, right? Shit is certainly complex. Let's cut Swift Spear. The same argument that I used against Hazard also holds for Swift Spear, where it just gets bricked way too quickly. But it's a less powerful card. Do you think Pack Rat's slow? Pack Rat might not be slow. Sometimes you just roll people with Pack Rat. Zane's Deece. Pretty much whatever they do, we have a solid turn 2 play. Hey, B-Del, thanks for the 26 months. The full year! Hey, thanks, Dogstermatic. Appreciate that. Do I like the old FTK wording? Or the new one, where you can only hit opponent's creatures? I don't know. I don't know if I have a strong preference. It's certainly would be better the old way here, huh? Oh, shit! Yeah, so if you're the opponent and you have an F6'd, you should 100% kill your own Devoted Druid there. Because then FTK would have to kill itself. Do we just chuck Mana Crypt? I think that's solid. We're like pretty close to the top of our curve here anyway. Are we gonna get Nisset again? No, okay, cool. What I want to hit here is a Black Source, so that we can go Yawgmoth, make a 1/1, sack it, kill birds, draw a card, you know. That's interesting.
Oh shit, what up?
Hey, Robot Man, thanks for the solid, thanks for the 15 months. Is there a reason to just run on Hazard here? I don't think so. The opponent's like a land drop away from casting Prime Time, right? In a deck that could also have Green Sun Zenith and stuff, and Natural Order and whatnot. I do not think you want to just tap out for Hazard. You can run out Opposition Agent, and then if you draw a lane for turn, you can play Hazard and attack with it anyway. I wish they would reprint FTK. What format would you play it in? Standard? Would they do a functional reprint for it? If they did this Beast Within on my upkeep, then I wouldn't be able to attack them with a 3/3. It's like kind of awkward that they're actually giving me a 3/3 to attack them with, right? With them only being at 12. Sometimes you want to do it on your turn, like if you think your opponent might untap and have a counterspell, then that's a fine reason to play it on your turn. Losing Hazard here is a bummer, but this way you're putting 4 power in play that can definitely attack next turn and drawing some more. Well, nothing of relevance, but not needed. Oh yeah, I'm not saying FTK would be too powerful for standard, but the wording on it, like someone mentioned earlier, they try not to word things in a way that they can kill your own thing these days to make cards like less tricky, so your opponent, so you don't have that feel bad moment if you have to kill your own stuff. So I don't think they would reprint like actual factual FTK into standard. I think they would call it something different. They would just have the same stats. They kind of like doing that, right? Now EDH players would have like access to 2 copies if they wanted to play that card for whatever reason. I think I like Pyroclasm on the draw. Maybe over the Rat. Rat can just murder people. You are incorrect, Beadle. Yeah, no, we drafted around Kroxa. You miss feel bad moments in Magic. Oh my. What if we cut Young Pyromancer for Swift Spear? Because Swift Spear plays better with Clasm. Or maybe we just play Pack Rat over both of them. Hey Archie Jarch, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 51 months. This is your favorite archetype? Nice. I also highly enjoy Black-Red bullshit, though it usually doesn't quite perform well enough for me in Vintage Cube. Hand's a little slow. We're gonna be like rampaging on 2 and then making a token, hoping that that's good. Hopefully the opponent isn't too explosive here. Uh-oh. This is for the trophy. The opponent starts pretty fucking great. I like them making them sack a creature here over an artifact, because they are playing Gaia's Cradle. Right now I'm worried about them just like playing Anissa or Primetime or something, right? They have the mana. And our hand won't deal with that very well. Yeah. Okay. We actually have an answer to that. If we top deck a Pyroclasm here. They also can't pay for the Echo on the range Tremor, right? I think that makes it already good. Yeah, this already does not seem bad here. Eat a squirrel, make another 1/1. Maybe eat another squirrel. I'm not sure whether I'm supposed to just like immediately kill the Devoted Druid. Or do the block sack thing to make sure that the Druidi stays around, keeps producing. We could also nuke the 2 cards with the Rakdos' return. I kind of like killing the Devoted Druid. I think I'm going to do that. They did correct this time where they killed in response. I don't get to draw now. Can I proliferate and do both? What? Proliferate costs mana, and you have to discard a card. You like protecting the Dready. The thing is, if we get one more mana down, then we can just, like, Siege Gang murder everything anyway. And they wouldn't be just at 4 mana if you let the Devoted Druid live, right? They'd be at 5, which is enough to cast Nissa or the land drop like Prime Time, which we can't answer right now. Usually I don't like letting the opponent untap with a card like Oracle, because usually they're playing a deck with shuffle effects and stuff. They can take better advantage of the information than I can. But if they don't have a land on top, I might not even want to sack. So I'm just setting a stop on the draw step. Yeah. Get the feeling that the last card in hand is an expensive one. Prime time. Look at that. Look at that. Pretty glad we kept him on 5 mana. Yeah, float that mana. And now we bend the return, I guess. You're eating a burrito? Nice. That sounds like a glorious use of an evening. Siege Gang's better in play than a Seasoned Pyromancer is, so it makes sense to win that combat too. By clearing the 0-4, make it so that the Kroxa hits them, so you're losing 2 tokens, which is 2 Outrider pings, but Kroxa hits for 6, right? It's pretty messed up. Back-to-back trophies. Not too shabby. Not too shabby, folks. Off a Stip, too.